2023 has been a spectacular year for Five Nights at Freddy's fans, as tons of projects were realized in the making of it, such as the Ruin DLC for Security Breach, the PAX event headed by Steelwool Studios, the FNAF movie releasing after 8 years in development, Help Wanted 2 releasing later in the year, and more projects being teased, with the people over at Clickteam seemingly behind them all. Well, not all, but you know what I mean. Rewinding to April of this year, Clickteam updated the Ultimate Custom Night mobile port and promoted it on Twitter, with an image attached that is incredibly blurry. However, if you click on the link Clickteam shared, you'd be taken to a video covering the UCN patch, yet the background is much clearer now, picturing a party room with illustrated portraits of Chica, Freddy, Bonnie, and Foxy hung on the wall. One user asked in the replies to Clickteam's tweet about the origins of the image, with Clickteam clarifying that a Clickteam artist sketched a mock-up with a graphical group later modeling it into a 3D scene. Interestingly, it's mentioned that the render was intended for an idea the team had, and whether that was in cahoots with Scott or not is unknown, with it eventually being scrapped. That was until recently. Unless their idea was completely unrelated to what I'm about to share and I'm just wasting time discussing it, the Clickteam tweeted regarding a need for Unreal Engine programmers, 3D character artists, and 3D environmental artists, with a peculiar image attached. Lolbit, standing behind a counter, presumably located in a pizzeria, with shelves and knickknacks stacked behind them. In the replies, a Twitter user asked if the call to action was related to the fanverse or advertisements, in which Clickteam clarified that it is a secret project that can't be elaborated on. Myself and many others believe this to be a teaser for FNAF World 2, or at least an RPG of some sort. The image resembles Lolbit's shot from the original FNAF World, except highly updated to fit an alternative style. If you look at the render, it appears somewhat pixelated, with the text bubble and words within practically smooth as butter. I think the image is doctored in a way to not reveal too much. It looks zoomed in. The presumably rectangular shape on the left that I originally assumed to be a doorway caught my attention. Personally, I think this shape is actually a catalog of items that you can purchase from Lolbit. If it were a door, then it would be aligned with the wall, right? In fact, the side of the shape and the counter appear to be side by side, albeit angled slightly. Also, if you squint somewhat hard but not too hard, you could just spot some static on the edge of the image, which implies, at least to me, that the catalog is displayed on a television that the player can use to buy various items. After all, Lolbit is highly associated with TVs during the sister location custom night, so it'd be fitting. Admittedly, that is all the details I can make out. A few drawings are hung on the walls, with most of them impossible to discern. A TV is sat on a shelf behind Lolbit, while a couple presents rest on the shelf above it, alongside a cupcake that looks like it has seen some things. On Halloween, Clickteam tweeted to celebrate the holiday, yet the intriguing thing comes in the form of the image attached, and the video they linked. If you open the link, you'll be greeted with a 2-minute and 12-second video of a creepily fixed camera spot, focusing on a counter with a moldy Bonnie plush, a couple presents behind it, a flashlight stacked atop one of the presents, a couple party hats, and what is either a Freddy mask or a Freddy doll. The video is surprisingly not riddled with sneaky creatures in the background. I couldn't find anything. Though it isn't what lurks in the background that is important, it's the state of the video's contents. Dust particles fill the air. On top of that, the Bonnie plush has seen better days, as it's covered in soot and dust, and moldy too. Thankfully, Clickteam clarified in the replies that the video is a recording of Clickteam Fusion 2.5+, implying that the other project and this one are different. So if the other one is potentially FNAF World 2, then what is this eerie one? Now, if you know your lore, you'll know that Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria was founded after the success of Fredbear's Family Diner, either before or after the bite of '83. Yet we've still never seen it. It's remained elusive for years at this point. The original pizzeria housed the withered animatronics, before they succumb to their fates. I believe that this project that Clickteam are cooking is set in that location. Now, I've seen discussion regarding this as a Fredbear's Family Diner game, but I don't necessarily buy it, as it doesn't make sense for the lore. Neither of the animatronics were possessed at that point, and I highly doubt they had facial recognition systems, but I don't know, you could shoot me if I'm wrong, I guess. Anywho, this is definitely the next best thing, because if we're talking timeline-wise, I mean, Fredbear could be possessed by this point, I assume, if the crying child does possess him, of course, and also also Cassidy, so two contenders right there. Someone was scouring Clickteam's website and managed to find an illustration of a brand new office, a never-before-seen room. Presumably this is a promotional piece for the movie, given the URL. Yet this workspace hardly resembles the rendition in the movie and doesn't relate to the film in the slightest, implying to me that this is intended for their mystery project. The first detail I noticed in the office was how dated the monitor appears, fitting the early 80s aesthetic, especially since the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 level in Help Wanted features a similar camera system. And on the right, a window looks into what I assume to be a hallway, which animatronics could theoretically wander down to attack the guard, but that's really about it for the office. At least to me, I can't really... I don't got anything else, so I guess we could move on. After the Lolbit tweet, Clickteam tweeted a work poster instructing employees to stay clear of the animatronics while they finish construction. Now, it isn't the smartest idea to move the animatronic performers into the building before construction is concluded, although Fazbear shipped animatronics to the construction site of the Pizzaplex before it was even finished, so I suppose it isn't out of character for them, but my guess is that the warning wouldn't be relevant while the restaurant was open, so this will probably feature as a collectible or something, who knows. There's not much else to say here. How about we move on, shall we? To me, it seems that Clickteam are teasing two games. FNAF World 2, or an RPG in the same vein as FNAF World 2, the Freddy in Space games, or Security Breach Fury's Rage. The second game, however, appears to harken back to the OG style of Five Nights at Freddy's games, with the player fitting off animatronics in an office while monitoring camera systems. The setting is either a Five Nights at Freddy's 1 remake or the original Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria from 1983, though I'm banking on the latter. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Discussion-based videos are not my forte. I mean, I've never made one before, so... Yeah, this was fun, and I have much more planned for the future, so if you enjoyed, please give the video a like, subscribe, share with your friends, yada yada yada, all the YouTube stuff. Have a splendid day, and I'll cover more news regarding these projects in the future. Peace! Yeah, what was I thinking?